I'm Lucia. This is maybe my first YouTube video. If it is, welcome. Hello. Yeah, I'm in the process of recording another YouTube video, so I don't know if this one's gonna come first or that one. And I don't know if you're coming from seeing me like on YouTube or you're coming from TikTok, but anyways, hello, how you doing? In honor of Miss Olivia Rodrigo coming out with her sophomore album, it's called Guts, I'm going to be like taking all her songs and just like her songs as books, basically. That's what I'm gonna do. I did have some trouble trying to like choose between a couple books for each song, but this is all my opinion. This is how I interpret the songs. I could get some like interpretations of the songs like completely wrong, but I feel like we all interpret like completely different ways. So yeah. Also, if you hear a little annoying noise, that is my AC blowing, but this is the only place that I have good lighting. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. So yeah, I don't know if I can put music in with this because I don't know if YouTube's gonna like copyright me, but I'm gonna be listening to the song and hopefully be able to put like a little snippet of the song in the video so that you can hear it as well. So we're gonna jump right into it. The first song is All American Bitch, and personally one of my faves, and when I listened to this song I thought immediately of Miss Daisy Calloway. Hey everyone, it's Lucia in the studio. I'm editing my first YouTube video and everything, you know, is starting to come together. I'm getting like a little bit of like the gist of everything, and I'm kind of just like rewatching the clips, right? I just like look a little like more at myself and I see that someone forgot to fully blend their highlighter. You know, Rare Beauty highlighter, amazing, you know, it shines. Only put 3 dots, not even like barely little dabs on my cheeks before I started the video. And I realized that anytime I turn my head, you can perfectly see that I did not blend in my highlighter like basically at all. I guess I was in a rush, whatever. So throughout the video, that's like the only thing I can see. So if you see it, or if you didn't see it, now you did, and now you're looking for it. So I'm self-aware. I saw that. Okay, nice talk. Yeah. Don't mind these ugly tabs. That was before I got a little aesthetic, but yeah, so I immediately thought of Daisy Calloway, only because her as a character, I feel like a lot of people resonate with her, and I think as a character people kind of overlooked how much she went through, because compared to like Lily or Rose, I love all the characters of the series, but I feel like Daisy got overlooked kind of. I feel like this song basically represents what was going through her head when she was kind of breaking away from modeling, breaking away from like her mom, and kind of just stepping into her own, you know, when she like chopped her hair off, dyed her hair, and basically because I feel like the media portrayed her as like this like, oh, like good girl, like the best Calloway sister, but I feel like this is her kind of being like, this is how I am, this is how I act, if you don't like it, like go away, I really don't care, I'm gonna be doing what I want to do. So yeah. And also I feel like people just kept on looking at her, looking like some like teenage girl even when she was beyond her teenage years. So this is kind of her saying like, I'm grown, I can make my own decisions, and there's nothing you can like really do about it. Yeah, love her for that. I heard this song. Now, this song I know is like about an ex and like going back to them, but I couldn't, well, this character, she technically didn't have an ex, but she really shouldn't be seeing this guy, and it's Sophie from Collided. This is from one of my favorite series ever, from my favorite authors, one of my favorite authors. It's from the Dirty Air series, Formula One. You know, I love Formula One. So yeah, this is about Sophie. She really shouldn't have been messing around with Liam. Well, they both really shouldn't have done what they did, or kind of linked up, because her dad is his boss. Hi, I'm back. So I do have to say I love the Dirty Air series with everything in me, but I have not read that series in over a year. I think it's been like maybe 2 years. And this little part where I said that Sophie's dad is the team principal for Liam's team, it's completely wrong. As I was saying it, I kind of knew that it was wrong, but I didn't want to correct myself because I didn't really know and I couldn't really remember. So Sophie's dad is the team principal of one of the top two teams, Formula One. Liam is on the second, well, I guess I'm gonna say the second most popular team. I think it's called McCoy, whatever. I said okay, I'm gonna keep on messing things up, but Liam's team and Sophie's dad's team are complete rivals. So she's basically messing around with the other top team's like number one driver. So yeah, so Sophie's dad is not the team principal of his team. He's the team principal of the team that Liam is always trying to beat. So yeah, don't mind my mistakes. But, I feel like they're both like really reckless people and like chaotic people, so I love it. And throughout the whole book, it's kind of like, oh, let's do these things, but we're not gonna get close and we're not gonna catch feelings and all that. But yeah, she knows that she really shouldn't be messing with Liam, but she does. And I think it's like low-key like an act of rebellion too, like kind of being like, Dad, like I'm grown now, I can make my own decisions, even if they're bad decisions. But it turned out to be pretty great. So yeah, our girl Sophie. This one I thought of Summer from Flawless. So basically in the book, this is spoilers, so if you haven't read the book, please do not like watch any further. Like come back to this video when you're done. But in this book, so Summer had a heart condition. I'm pretty sure it was like a heart condition. I'm pretty sure it was a heart condition when she was younger. And she stayed in the hospital a lot. And at the hospital, she had this doctor. And this doctor ended up being like a complete douche and fucking pedophile. And when she's 18, she sees him in a bar, he sees her, and they link up. Okay, they link up. And they kind of get together, but she's definitely more of like, she didn't think of it as a side piece, but she definitely was his side piece. And kind of just like there, like when she thought she was like rid of him, he would come back. And it's kind of, he did groom her basically because, freshly 18, he really played the guilt card, like, oh, and she kind of felt like indebted to him to do stuff for him because like, oh, this guy saved my life and had like helped me through the hardest time in my life, almost as if that's his fucking job. I'm so glad that he does get his karma. But yeah, that's what the song reminds me of, especially since she was young. And in the book it mentions like, because girls your age know better, and it's kind of coincidence because her sister is like his age, and if you read the rest of the series, you know how that played out. But yeah. And I was like thinking, okay, which book would this like most like align with? I thought of Liz from Better Than the Movies. If you read the book, you know that there's a character that is one of her classmates, and she's really jealous of this girl because she's like, oh, this girl is so pretty, she gets whatever she wants, she's like this and that. And she kind of just like, I feel like a lot of people do this, she made her own judgments about her, like judged a book by its cover, thought that this girl was nice, but she was like faking being nice, and like everyone just loved her and she didn't know why they loved her. So yeah, and also in this book, Liz has a huge crush on like her childhood crush, and he comes back, and I think his name's Michael and this girl are neighbors, and she's kind of like, is she serious? Like, does she really have to have like everything I want? And basically the whole book she's trying to get like Michael to like her back, and then she thinks that like this girl is like in her way and all that. And it's not even like, it's not that this like Liz tried to like rip this girl's hair out or anything. She just obviously had her judgments about her, and then in the end, she realized, okay, this girl's not bad, it's just me. Hi, it's me, I'm the problem. So yeah, but I honestly love this book with all my heart, and I love Liz. So, I really like this song, and I also had trouble finding a character that I felt like, because honestly, a lot of this, like this whole album kind of reminds me of Daisy Calloway. I don't know, because I feel like she had like a lot of like teenage angst,
and just like a lot of like, okay, like I need to break out of the shell and like what the media has to say about me, and like people have to realize that I grew up. But yeah, so for this song I chose Anastasia from Icebreaker. In the book, she has a skating partner. Don't like him at all. He's just like, first of all, somebody who's like in like ice skating and like something like Olympic like sport, a lot of pressure on you already to like maintain a certain image and like not make any mistakes, because if you do, that could like cost you your whole career. I feel like Anastasia was in this position and she was constantly just like mocked, well, kind of mocked, but like just judged by her skating partner, which really shouldn't happen because you're supposed to be lifted up by your partner, because at the end of the day you guys are a team. Obviously she got sick of it and she's kind of like, I'm going to mess up, okay? I'm going to mess up, and you're not perfect either. Like, we all make mistakes, and I've been working my ass off and you're just being a dick about it. I felt like this song would go through her head when she kind of reached her breaking point of like okay, like I can't do this anymore. So yeah, that's what I think. The character that I chose for this, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't choose her or wouldn't think to choose her, but I chose Jules from Twisted Hate. Every friend group has a friend where it's like, oh, like she doesn't care, she knows she's the shit, nothing gets to her, but they also don't talk about their feelings at all, and they're kind of seen as just this like party animal or just like someone who just doesn't care. And I feel like that's Jules, especially when Josh keeps on calling her like Jessica Rabbit, because stuff did happen in her past that she's not proud of, and she didn't tell anyone about it, and nobody knows the pain that she's been in. She's just kind of always seen as this like sexual symbol, like Jessica Rabbit, and and especially what happened in her past with the manipulation and all that, she doesn't claim that, and she just doesn't talk about it. You know, she has her reasons for things, and I feel like people judge her too soon. And yeah, people should have maybe a little more sympathy for her, and I feel like people should maybe have a little more sympathy for female main characters, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, she really deserves the world, and we all make mistakes, so yeah. For this song, I thought of our queen, Lily from It Ends With Us, because we all know, I mean, I feel like if you haven't read this book by now, then like what are you doing? I feel like everyone's read this book. Ryle gaslit her a lot, and I think a lot of people, of course, like I've never been in this situation, so I can't speak for them, and from what I've heard, a lot of people, or like the women in these situations, tend to blame themselves or just try to keep the relationship steady or just there so that their child does not get hurt by it, or just try to keep the relationship together because they're trying to remember, this is not the person I fell in love with, but you need to leave this situation. And this is Lily kind of being like, you need to leave this situation, but like that would be the logical thing to do, but also at the same time, like, is it like what's really best? And this is also, I feel like the song also describes her blaming herself for what's going on. This definitely parts in the song remind me of Ryle trying to be like, oh no babe, I'll never hurt you, like, and like I think there's a part in the song, I can't remember, I should have wrote it down. There's a part that says like, oh, like taking a joke. That reminds me of the part where Lily's laughing at, I think Ryle like cut his hand, like a little cut, or like did something or dropped something, and Lily started laughing, and then the next second she's on the floor because he hit her. I feel like that's kind of her blaming herself when she really shouldn't, because Ryle's a douchebag. So yeah. The book I chose was a book I read recently, and it's Iced Out, and I'm thinking about the character Maya. Now this book isn't about her getting back at her ex, it just has an ex that's a douchebag. So when she sees him, she's kind of like, so she's not really trying to get him back, like, at all. I don't know if I'm making sense, because she really isn't trying to get back at her ex. Her ex is, like, basically, during the book, trying to get back with her at some part, and she's kind of like, no, like, why the fuck do you think I want to get back with you? Like, no. Because he cheated on her. But, yeah, I don't really have, like, a good explanation for this. If you read this book, I feel like you'll understand. It just, like, she's not really trying to get back at her ex. She really wants nothing to do with her ex. But, you know, if he feels pain, then he feels pain. I thought of our girl, Alana, from Final Offer. This is my favorite book in the series. And look, the tabs. I did the tabs so well. Like, you can kind of, they're barely sticking out, but they match the book so well. So basically, a couple years ago, years ago, these two fell in love. They were kind of like teenage, like, romance, kind of. Like, it wasn't really a thing, but it was a thing. And then all of a sudden, he was like, I don't love you anymore. Like, this is done. And it always happens when they're at, like, the peak of their relationship. And then the guy's always like, I can't do this. And then she's just like, that's not what you told me, like, not even 24 hours ago. When Callahan, I think that's how I pronounce it, shows up at her doorstep again, she's like, no, like, get away. Like, what happened embarrassed me. The whole town knows about it. So really, it's embarrassing for you because nobody in the town likes you anymore because what you did to me. But also, I feel embarrassed because my younger self, I thought we were gonna get married, and obviously that wasn't true. But if you read the end of the book, it is true. But yeah, so that's kind of how I interpreted love is embarrassing, because she did feel embarrassed for years, like thinking that he's gonna come back, or just falling so in love with him, and then him just leaving her like, I can't snap. Like that. There we go. The book and the character that I chose, it wasn't really a relationship situation. It just kind of happened. So, like, trigger warning already. I'm going to be talking about a little bit of essay. So if you want to skip, of course, you can. No one's stopping you. The book I chose and the character I chose was Grace from The Brightest Light of Sunshine. When she was younger, I forgot how many years back, but when she was younger, I think she was in like a teenager, maybe 17, she got essayed, and she didn't, I read this like 2 months ago, but I believe it wasn't someone she was in a relationship with. It just kind of, I think it just kind of like, you know, like happened, and the book is about kind of her dealing with that and kind of moving on with her life and being comfortable in her body, trying to not get over it, but just trying to cope with it and move on from it, and kind of like, why would anyone ever do this to someone? Like, I never, like, especially because Grace is such like a sensitive, not sensitive, but like gentle character, and like very like sunshine character, and like, why would someone ever do this to someone, basically. So yeah, that's basically how I took the song, even though it wasn't like an actual relationship. That's kind of how I connected the two. If you skipped over the part, this is no more talk of essay. So I chose I'm gonna say Sloan. I'm gonna say Sloan from Powerless. Sloane's a ballerina, so we know with ballerinas, to stereotype it, they have to, you know, like, obtain like a certain image or like look a certain way. Complete bullshit. But that's the stereotype. And she also comes from this wealthy family, and her dad's an asshole, and she had like an asshole fiance and all that, and just like kind of being like, you need to fit into this certain box of like woman, or be this like certain, I don't know why I keep doing that, being this like certain like body type, look a certain way. But yeah, they want to keep her in this box, and it's kind of like, that's giving her a lot of issues. She's like, so I have to buy this like makeup, I have to look a certain way just for them, like I can't just be happy. So when she finally decides, okay, I'm gonna move away and do things for myself, you know, girl boss, she kind of like finds more happiness within her. But I also feel like this song also has maybe a little bit of like jealousy, not jealousy, maybe a little, because like everyone's like keeping up with this certain look that she wants to keep up with. So obviously the guy that she really likes and she's like basically best friends with is a hockey player, so he has girls flocking her, and she's kind of like, okay, like hello, I'm right here, like all these girls are talking to you, and like getting all up in your business, and I'm over here like, I think like the beer that they drink, like the really bad beer that they drink in this book is like Buddies, like Bud Buddies or something like that, and she's just chugging it. But yeah. I know this song is about growing up. It also reminds me of Daisy Calloway, like I'm not even gonna lie. But I kind of took this interpretation and I related it to Maya from Throttled. A part of it I feel like she could relate to, and just be like, she has had to live in her brother's shadow for so long. Like literally the day that she graduated, got her whole degree, was like moving on to bigger, better things, he was like, I'm gonna let you finish, in true Kanye style, but selected to be in Formula One for one of the best teams in the whole, in motorsport. And she's just like, and then her parents are like jumping for joy. It's like amazing, and you know she's happy for her brother. But yeah, she's happy for him, but at the same time she's like, that was supposed to be my moment. And throughout the book we get little snippets of kind of like her living in her brother's shadow. Like she's happy for him, she wants to support him. Him becoming like getting in Formula One means that she's able to do her vlogs and like record Formula One. But at the same time it's also like, this is also like, for me, like why can't people be proud of me instead of living in her brother's shadow? So we get like little snippets of that throughout the book, and then Noah like reassures her and everything. She's like been grown, obviously she graduated college, so she's been like grown up, like a grown woman for a while now. But I feel like her brother is still, or like her parents still treat her as kind of like this like younger girl who doesn't know what her doing. I just heard my dog. My dog's barking. But yeah, I feel like that happens to like a lot of younger sisters. That's kind of like their families just always think that they're off and like having these like crazy ideas and they're gonna get over it. And I feel like, especially with like her vlogging, her parents think that maybe she's just gonna get over it. And like I love her parents in the book, they're great. But I feel like they all think that maybe this is just a phase. So yeah, I feel like she's just kind of low, like overlooked, and she needs like a little more like reassurance that like, hey, you're your own person. You're your own person. You don't live in your brother's shadow, and what you've accomplished is amazing. And don't let anyone take that away from you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did write my little notes. They're kind of short because I already kind of had it like all planned out in my head instead of listening in class. But yes, everyone should go listen to it. And I just signed up. I think like their pre-sale tickets, or like first come first serve, like on the sale tickets. I signed up for it yesterday, so I hope I get that. But yeah, and hopefully they're not $1,000 for one ticket. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.